Good morning, friends. I am in the garden. Look, I already have dirt under my nails, but it's so beautiful. It's been raining here, and it's too bad I didn't take this a little sooner. You could see where all of the dew/leftover rain was just hanging off the asparagus ferns, and it was just beautiful. I don't think you can see it now. So we've had rain pretty much all week. This morning I got out and, I can't turn this, I'm sorry. Planted my birdhouse gourds. Planted them along the fence. Part of it is to kind of help choke out what's coming across with that little stretch of grass. And I wanted to be able to plant more, so there you have it. So as you can see, the rain has really helped some things, like look at all the baby asparagus. Say good morning, little asparagus. The garden is finally starting to feel like I'm getting somewhere. Husband wants me on a mower today, so if I wanted to get anything done, I had to come out this morning. I mean, these guys have just totally gone crazy. I'm gonna have to come out and start staking now, which is a little sooner than I thought. There's my onions. Still nothing out of my elephant dill. I'm sure he's gonna be coming up any second. But I did want to show you something. See the fennel? Maybe you can see the little jewels on it. Maybe not. Can you see the little jewels of water? Look, it's already starting to flower. But as I was out here this morning surveying everything going on, these are the beans, the provider beans, and they're doing really well. All but one seed germinated, so I'm tickled with, all but one germinated, so I'm tickled with that. Look at this castor plant. She's coming up fine. And then look at the little potato flowers. Come over here. Looks like the bee balm is getting ready to show you it. It's getting ready to think about blooming. Pretty much everything is popping, and it's hard to see in a camera, but the beets are all coming up. And I don't know what the little round things are coming up with it, but it's got to go. These are the old homestead beans. And it looks like we have 1, 2, 3 that didn't germinate on those. Here's what's left of my Hungarian paprika peppers. We're down to 3. Nice. We lost another one. But the rain washed off all of the cayenne pepper I put on there. Sorry, I was getting dive bombed. Oh, that is what I just showed you that I didn't have full germination on. That was my Italian butternut squash. My bad. Here's the beans. And we only have 2 of those that didn't come up on the old homestead beans. So, here we go again. These are, get my grammar correct, my kidney beans. And if you notice, there's not a kidney bean to be found. So then I started looking, and look at all the holes. See the little holes? I believe someone is stealing my seeds. Rude. So I'm going to try it again today. See if it's a, I don't think a blue jay would do it. I have a lot of blue jays and I like them because they gang up on hawks and they run hawks off, and that's kind of fun to watch. But everything is just pop, pop, popping. I will give you a quick glimpse over at the sun just because in the mornings this just brings me joy. As I watch that sun come over the top of the trees, it's a beautiful thing. So it looks like everything is happy from the rain. I hope you're having a blessed day. I hope you're getting your hands in the dirt. And when it gets hot today, you can think about me being out there on a mower. See, looky in there. And those aren't through and through holes. They're just little dips. But it looks like, if I didn't know better, that looks like my husband's boots. So we're gonna have to go give him the what for and ask him if he's been in there walking. Because look, if you look at it this way, that's a boot print. Someone's in trouble. So we're tickled. I had someone ask me, I posted on Instagram a picture of one of my hydrangeas. And they said a good video would be talking about growing hydrangeas. Hydrangeas are my favorite. They're my favorite little bushy flower, just because they offer color all year long. I actually in the fall love to snip off the flower heads and just use them in like dried arrangements, or I just actually have done, I have a wooden bowl and I fill it full of hydrangeas, just dried hydrangeas, and I think it's just beautiful. And I'll, you stuff a couple other things in there with it, but some of the things, a couple of the key pointers to growing hydrangeas is they like shade. And the other thing is if you plant, they're just like a peony. If you plant them too deep, you're not going to get any blooms. And then, so when you buy them, you can buy a purple or pink, or mine are actually like this dark coral, almost, they're an orangey red color. And as the nitrogen starts to deplete from the soil, they start to lighten up. So if you want to bring back that color, whether it's the purple or the pink or the red, all you do is add coffee grounds. And what I do is I'll take a good couple of my little scoops. Look at my taters. And then look, all the grass that says, thank you, rain, for giving us energy. So I'll have to come down through here and get that taken care of. But you know what, with a crop like this, I don't mind. Just one day at a time, one hoeful at a time. And then we're hoping to get the black plastic back on this and get some pumpkins started for the grandkids. So anyway, back to the hydrangeas. Sorry, I'm like a squirrel. Just add, I'm going to say, the equivalent of 3 pots of coffee. After it's spent, never do it before it's been spent, before you've used it. 3 of those around each plant in the fall, and it really helps give them color. And I've actually done that with, I have some hardy hibiscus that I inherited with this house, and I don't know how much longer it's going to last because there are wild onions coming up in it, and I know a lot of you love them, but they are my nemesis. I've been fighting them here and pulling them up, and today would be a good day if I didn't have to mow to get out there and get some of them pulled. But they started to turn white, and when they were white, they weren't pretty anymore. So we need to mow. So what I did was I went out there with, I keep 2 buckets outside my back door from my kitchen. One of them is compost. It has a lid, and it's just a 5-gallon bucket. And when one of us is walking out to the barn area or the compost thing and it's starting to get full, we bring it out with us and dump it. And then I have another one that's nothing but coffee grounds. and I will take scoops out of it, and look how much. So here's another thing that comes up a lot. A lot of the new gardeners who are trying the back to Eden method freak out when they see all these mushrooms coming up in their mulch. And friends, you should be rejoicing when you see that, because that means that all those microbes and all those little organisms are down in there doing their job, and that is healthy soil. So rejoice in that. Don't freak out. Look at the grapes. You know, there's just something about coming out here when the dew is still on everything and everything just glistens and shines, and I don't know, it just gives me a peace. That and getting my hands in the dirt. And over there you can see the corn that my husband planted going the other way, and I can't tell you why. It's just, you know, let him do his thing. And it's all coming up, and he's pretty excited because he came running in the house last night after he fed the animals. He's like, my corn, my corn. One of our grandkids, or two of our grandkids, one of our daughters came over yesterday, and unfortunately I wasn't able to spend a lot of time with them. Actually, I didn't get to spend hardly any time with them. But the kids saw my birdhouse gourds in the high tunnel, and they wanted to grow some, and I told him he should have just given them some of the ones that were in there and given them, she wanted some seeds. I said, well, they're in there and they're labeled, and he didn't give them any. And I know a person who is an acquaintance, not a friend, and I do want to give that as a disclaimer, because she was selling birdhouse gourds and loofahs, and someone didn't want to buy the birdhouse gourds or the loofahs, and kind of put her on the spot and had her give them some of the seedlings that she had started, and she deliberately set them up to fail so that those things would not grow and they would buy them from her. And I just had such issue with that, because if someone wants me to show them something, teach them something, or help them, I want everyone to get their hands in the dirt. I want everyone to have success, because if we're all successful, the more we can fix this food system that's broken. And I think now people are starting to see that this food system is broken, and with food shortages coming, and a lot of the manufactured food coming. If you're into that kind of thing, where, you know, the 3D laser thing, printing the soy-based meat, God bless you, but I am not. God gave us these things to feed us. And I can sit down with you and go through all kinds of Bible verses, but I won't. But he gave us this, and he told us to be good stewards of his land, and I'm just thankful that he's given us this 5 acres to be good stewards over. But I also think that the more of us who are trying to get back to growing our own food and not relying on that food system, the better off we'll be. In more ways than one. You know, I look at it in another way that a lot of people don't, because I look at it that, oh my, look at all that stuff. I look at it that I want to know where my food's coming from. I want to feed hungry people. And my son calls me a food pusher. My youngest son, prodigal son, calls us a food pusher, because every time he comes over, we try to give him food. And it's not because he is starving or anything. It's just because I like to bless people with food. Whether I cook it or whether I grow it, I just like to bless people with food. So the more of us who are helping each other with food, for those who can't, who live in an apartment with no balcony, or whatever the case may be, whether there's a physical handicap, those of us who can grow food should be blessing those who can't. But the other thing is it takes some of the stress off of the food system. And if we're going to have all these shortages and all these things that aren't going to be available, if you believe what you read and see and watch, and what the media is telling you, and I'm not going to even address that. If you believe that, if you truly believe that there are going to be food shortages, then grow some of your own food. Take some of the stress off of the food system and enjoy your life. Don't live in fear of not having food. Grow what you eat what you grow. And try to eat in season. That's how, that's how our ancestors did it. That's how my granny did it. And that's what I'm trying to do. And I'm trying to inspire others to do the same thing. So if that's what you think, then that's what you should do. You should follow your heart. Whether it's big scale, small scale, medium scale, whatever that is, follow your heart, dream your dreams, and see how much you can bless others. So that's it for now. Be blessed and be a blessing. If you like my videos, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, share it out to your friends. Help us to teach people how to grow their own food.